Hey boys and girls, Semphis here, and we're going to be talking about how to get a girlfriend or boyfriend. Um, so the reason I'm making this video is because I feel like a lot of people that have lost weight, you do it for a couple of reasons. You want to be healthy, fit, live longer. But a lot of people, and the primary reason a lot of people lose weight is they want to get a girlfriend, boyfriend, get laid or something like that. If you're watching this video to get laid or have a one-night stand, there's a bunch of scam artists on YouTube that are selling you this weird alpha male stuff that probably doesn't work, so you can go watch their videos if you like. But for me, this is just stuff that I learned over time, going from someone that dated a little bit from grade 7 to grade 10, and then from grade 10 to when I was about 25, I pretty much had no romantic relationships, didn't really have any dating experience. So once I got to my goal weight and I was more confident to go out in the real world and start, potentially finding a mate, I didn't really know what I was doing, and I feel like I made a lot of mistakes. So while some of you, maybe you had prior experience, it'll be easier for you, but if you're like me and you didn't really have much, maybe you're introverted, you play video games all day like me, or whatever, you're gonna have a harder time. So for me, I use dating apps like Tinder and stuff because I don't really go anywhere. I go to the gym, I go home, and I would travel a lot for video games, being a pro gamer. So I didn't really go to clubs, bars, I didn't go to after school programs, I didn't go to church. There's a lot of places that a lot of people go to, and if you have those opportunities to go and meet people and talk to people, that's great. Get good at talking to the opposite sex, ask them out, make your intentions known. But I'm just saying, if you're like me and you don't really do that, the apps can work well as well. I found a lot of girlfriends on Tinder, and it's not exclusively for one-night stands. You just have to be more careful and vet if your goal is to have a relationship. You got to be honest up front. Hey, I'm looking for a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And don't be the creepy guy that's trying to sleep with them instantaneously, because that's going to probably throw them off a little bit as well. So saying that, when I first lost weight, one of the biggest mistakes I made was I think I didn't really have confidence to make my intentions known with people. So, if I'm talking to a girl at the gym or playing, video games with someone or whatever, if I liked them, I wouldn't really flirt or ask them out on one-on-one, kind of dates or anything. And that would hurt me because eventually I would just get put in the friend zone. I was never mad about it or anything like that, but I do think that's something you guys got to take into consideration. If you just act like their friend and, hang out with them for months on end and then get upset that she won't date you later, I mean, it's not really her fault, right? So the sooner you can make it known your intentions, the better. It's going to not waste both your time. Like, imagine you're the girl and you just think this dude's your friend and he's just only playing with you or hanging out with you because he wants to date you. I mean, it feels shitty both ways, right? And I understand that it's not always a malicious thing. Like, I think on Reddit, on the internet, these guys are, it's like, a lot of these guys have good intentions, but they're just nervous, or they don't have a lot of experience. It's not like a malicious thing. So don't feel bad if you've ever done that. It's just like people take everything to the extreme these days online. They're just so black and white. It's just annoying. But yeah, like I said, just make your intentions known. It's going to help you a lot, and it's going to save a lot of time for both parties. Another thing is the basics. Once you lose weight, proper hygiene, get a good haircut, groom yourself, wear deodorant, get clothes that fit, Granted, I'm 290 pounds right now, so that's a bit hard, but I got a girlfriend for 5 years, so I don't have to worry about that. But if you're looking for one, you want to go and update your wardrobe a little bit, at least have like a set or two of clothes to go on dates with that fit you well. It doesn't have to be super expensive or super fancy, just make sure it fits well. If you're skinny, make sure you don't have like these extra large shirts that just kind of like drape and make you look fat. Like try to get stuff that's going to accentuate, like if you got giant pecs, show those off a bit, but anyways, just play to your strengths, right? So so hygiene, making sure that you're dressing the part and being presentable, it's going to go a long way. Not smelling bad, that's going to throw girls off pretty fast. I think a lot of girls care about that. So yeah, those are the basics. I think that seems pretty obvious, but just saying, just make sure you're doing those things. And then another thing is just, if you're someone that has trouble talking to the opposite sex, get experience. So if you can join after school activities, you can join sporting teams, clubs, you can go to church groups, whatever you're part of in your life. If you can go to any event that has the opportunity to talk to the opposite sex in a non sexual way, that's going to help you a lot. Because if you go on a date and you're really nervous, really tense, and you're not really good at talking, it's going to hurt you a lot, and it could ruin your chances at a relationship. So you want to make sure that you're able to do that at least decently. Like, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be like some like suave Italian man that's just like making girls blush just by like the way you speak. But I'm just saying, like, you don't want to be stuttering over yourself 24/7. You want to be able to hold the conversation. So if you have a trouble with that, try to get better at it. That's going to definitely help a lot. Another thing is, for me, I use primarily dating apps just because, like, I don't go anywhere. You know, I go to the gym, I go home, I travel for video games. You know, I don't have a lot of extra places I go, right? And I'm pretty much an introvert at heart, to be honest. Like, I don't even really like going to the gym. I would have a home gym if I could afford having all the equipment, but I can't. So for me, the apps were actually really nice. You just have to be a little bit more careful on them, vet people a little bit, make sure that your intentions are known, that you want a relationship. But when you're on these apps, you know, one thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to be a pen pal, right? You don't want to be that guy that's sitting there sending them paragraphs for 3 weeks at a time. That's not going to work for you. It's not going to get you dates. What you want to do is realize that they have 800 dudes messaging them, okay? So you want to stand out. You don't want to be the guy, hey. No, that's not what you do. Read her profile, read her bio, look at her pictures, and make a comment, make a funny joke, ask her about something serious. Maybe you take the same courses as her in school or something. You know, maybe you have the same passion and hobby that she's into. You know, she rides horses. You ride horses. Great. You're gonna kick it off, man. It's super easy. But just try to be specific and try to like create a good opening line, right? You can take you 20 minutes. I don't care. But like, try to be a little bit clever. Try to stand out. It doesn't have to be a banger weird one-liner thing, you know. I'm just saying, you know, put some effort into it, you know, like, and it can be hard. Sometimes chicks have like no bio and just like 2 pictures, and you're like, and if that's the case, you know, sometimes I would just send a message like, after reading your bio, I just feel like we were perfectly made for each other, or something like that, you know. Like, I would word it a little bit better, but like something like that, because like, you know, and a lot of them would find it funny. But yeah, so and I'll also remember that a lot of these chicks are that are on Tinder and stuff are there to promote their Instagram, their OnlyFans. They're there for validation. Some of these girls will talk to you purely for validation, and they have no intention on dating anyone. So just remember that it's not always you. Sometimes these people have no intention of dating anyone, so don't feel bad if you get rejected. But you're going to get rejected. That's the most important part. You have to go and get good at getting rejected. The more you get rejected, the better you're going to get at it. That might sound counterintuitive, but think about it. If you're a serial killer, where are we going with this one? The first time you go and kill someone, you're going to be very careful, right? You're going to be, everything's going to be perfect. You know, you have your little, you know, all your knives sharpened, you know, have all your plastic wrap ready. But, you know, the 30th time that you kill someone, you're going to be a little bit sloppier. You're not going to be as nervous. Your heart rate's probably not even going to go up anymore. You're like, it's another day in the office, right? So it's kind of like that. The more repetitions, the more experience you get, the easier it's going to get. You're not going to feel as bad. And you're going to just realize that it doesn't fucking matter, right? Like, if you get rejected, like, what do you think? She's like, nope. And then she's like screenshotting it and sending to all her friends, and they're all like fucking laughing about it. Like, no one cares. Like, unless you said something super stupid that's like worthy of being posted to Reddit or something, like, no, it's whatever. So like I was saying, you don't want to be a pen pal. You don't want to be someone that's just sitting there chatting with these chicks and never asking them out. You know, like I said, try to get a funny or specific line, get a response, chat a little bit, then ask her on a date. It could be a day or two, but the faster you get her number, you set up a date, the better. Because like I said, she has so many dudes she can pick from. Why is she picking from you, right? And so try to get her as quick as you can. So it could be something as simple, just asking her for coffee, and ask her mini golf. I don't know, if there's an event that seems cool that's not super expensive near you, ask her to go to that, right? Like, girls love doing different stuff. They love going axe throwing or something, like just find something unique, or just stick with the basics like coffee, and you'll be good. Because you got to remember, if she's going to go on a date with you, she's probably already decided. It probably doesn't really matter what the date is. She might change what the date is, but it's like, if you offer to go to dinner or coffee, if she likes you, she's going to kind of just agree. or she's gonna set up an alternative date. So like I think a lot of guys got to remember that they kind of already know, unless he really screws things up. Like if you're her type and your guys are getting along in chat, she's probably already knows if she's gonna go on a date or not. So you're not really gonna like win her over by talking to her for an extra day, you know. Not saying it's never happened or anything, but from my experience, getting it off as quickly as possible is the way to go. Now, what do you do if they ghost you or reschedule? They don't get another chance, okay? Like if they ghost you, they're gone, unmatched. Don't message them anymore. Don't waste your time. You're worth more than that, okay? So don't, even if they're super hot, I don't care. They've ruined it. That's it. Now, if they reschedule on you, it can be true. Sometimes you will get called into work or they have shift work or whatever. A lot of times it's not true and it sucks, but you never reschedule. If they like you, they will reschedule. So if they are like, hey, I got called into work, you say, okay, no worries. Thanks for letting me know. If they like you, they're going to be like, but I can do Thursday. Okay, great. Now you have a new date. So if they're not offering the reschedule, you do not chase them, because a lot of times they're going to agree and they're going to ghost you again, or they're going to reschedule again. You're just going to waste your time. So don't make the mistake of putting too much stock into one person. I don't want to say you should be that guy that is going on like 17 dates in a row, but like, you know, don't sit there and fixate on one girl, because I think that happens to a lot of guys when they're new to the dating scene. Is they, oh, this chick's really cute, I really want her to be my girlfriend. It's only going to hurt more if you focus so much on her, and it's probably not going to work out. Like, what are the chances the first girl that is really cute that you match with is going to go on a date with you and you're going to start a relationship, right? So it's like, you know, so don't put too much stock into one person. I'm not saying to be that guy, like I said, that is just like totally whoring himself out to like 40 chicks, but I'm just saying, like, you know, set up a date or two, go on them, see how it goes. If they don't go as great, just move on, right? Just keep trying, because it's going to take a while. It can take 3 months, 6 months, 1 year to find a girlfriend. Like, it's not always super fast. It can take time, you know, especially if you're looking for something specific, like someone with the same values, the same kind of like goals as you. And you don't want to settle for someone you don't really like. You don't want to be like, oh, I went on this date and it was okay and she's okay looking, so we're going to date now. Like, that's not, you know, like you want to make sure you're actually dating someone that you want to be with long term. I guess. I mean, maybe you don't. I don't know. That for me though, at least. So when you go on a date, what should you do? Ask them questions. Let them talk about yourself. Don't be the guy that's just talking about himself the whole time. If you're sitting there, you know, talking about, oh, me, I guarantee you're going to piss them off. Unless they really, really like you, you're going to tilt them and they're going to not want to go on a date with you. The number one complaint I've heard from anyone, from my girlfriend, from her friends, from my sister's friends, is guys that don't ask them any questions about themselves. They notice very quickly. So don't be that guy. You're allowed to talk about yourself. You can tell them they're going to, a good person's going to ask you questions too. And don't lie. You know, like, don't like, if you play video games, tell them you play video games. If you like anime, tell them you like anime. Maybe don't tell them that you play World of Warcraft 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. Maybe let them find that out a little bit later. But tell them what you're into. Tell them what you like. Because, like I said, you're trying to get a girlfriend. You're not trying to get laid. So you want them to, like, accept you. You know, like, when I go on dates, I tell people I played video games professionally. Although I don't even really know what that means. It never hurt me. And you might look at me and go, oh, Seth, you're huge and jacked. Like, I wasn't always this way. You know, I used to weigh 165 pounds. I was some skinny guy, right? I mean, I'm tall. I guess that's a benefit. But other than that, like, I don't have, like, a ton going for me. It's like, not like I'm super rich or anything. I'm just saying it never hurt me, to be honest about what I did and stuff like that. So, I don't even have a car. Like, I would just tell them straight up. They're like, oh, how do you get here? I'd be like, oh, I Ubered here. I was like, yeah, I don't really drive. I travel a lot for work, so I don't really want a car. And they'd be like, oh, okay. It never hurt me. So, I've never really lied. I've always been honest about stuff, and yeah, it's always worked out. So I just think, like, hiding things or trying to make yourself sound better than you really are is not really the way to go. Like I said, there's things that can maybe wait a tiny bit. Like, you know, you might not want to tell them about your hentai collection on the first date. You might want to wait a week or two for that one. But yeah, just be honest and ask them questions and just kind of vibe and just see how it goes, right? And just be a nice, respectful person. And if you're trying to get a relationship, don't try to get laid the first night, okay? Like, even if you really want to, like, if she's gonna sleep with you, she's gonna sleep with you. You don't even have to try. Like, most girls know if they're gonna sleep with you before they even like really end the date. So, you can always ask little things like, okay, the date's over. Hey, you know, do you want to go watch a movie at my place or something? A lot of times they're gonna say no. You can try if you want, but I'm just saying, like, don't push things too fast if you're looking for a relationship, because you don't really want to ruin things, right? And you can push people away pretty fast. But, you know, I was just saying from experience that the times I didn't try, honestly, I got laid a decent amount. Like, it's super weird how that works, but like, it's like almost like not trying like pisses them off. They're like, why is he not trying? I'm gonna sleep with him, you know? Like, it's really weird. But I'm just saying, so yeah, just don't even worry about it, you know. If you're gonna go in a relationship and she's gonna work out, you're gonna have a lot of sex in the future. You don't need to have sex that night. It'll all work out. So don't be too forward, don't be too obvious, because they can kind of like sense the desperation and the and everything, and the creepiness. So I would just say, just be respectful, you know. If you are feeling things are vibing well, and like maybe you're kissing her or something like that, just don't be a fucking idiot, okay? Like, if you put your hand on her shoulder, or you test the waters and you like put your hand on her leg and she pulls away, don't be an idiot. Don't go more. It's over. It doesn't mean she's not going to go on a date with you. It doesn't mean that she's not going to be your girlfriend. She just might not be comfortable with you yet. So don't be that person that's like pushing for things and being over aggressive, because that will ruin it. But I'm not saying that you could never try anything. I'm just saying, like, be smart about it. Respect boundaries. You know, like, you know, obviously everyone's different. I can't predict where you are or how someone's acting. It's very like experience based and kind of just being able to read body language. But yeah, so just be smart about it. And if you don't know, don't even try. You know, like, if you're not certain, just whatever. You know, she'll let you know for the most part. And then yeah, so those are my main tips, because like, I felt like I made a lot of mistakes in terms of just like, just not, I don't want to say aggressive, but I wasn't forward enough. Like, I'm a nice Canadian guy. Like, I know, I'm gonna call myself a nice guy, but you know what I mean? Like, I always felt like I would never actually get the date. Like, I would talk a lot. I would never actually make my intentions known early on, and I just feel like that hurt me a lot. And once I started making myself it more clear what I wanted faster, being more honest, you know, if I go on a date and they're like, what are you looking for? I'll be like, well, honestly, just looking for a girlfriend, like, long-term relationship. And some girls would be like, yeah, I'm just around to have fun. And like, you can still have fun with them for a little bit if you want. You don't have, you could just be like, hey, well, yeah, we maybe we chill for a couple weeks, but like, at least you know then, because I've had those instances where like the girl tells me she wants a boyfriend and like she was clearly lying. You know, we hang out for like a week or two and then she just ghosts you. So she was just looking to have fun, which is fine, but it's just like sucks to get lied to when you know, maybe you were talking to another girl, or maybe she's talking to another guy, and if you guys lie to each other, you're just ruining it for everyone. So I don't really understand the whole lying aspect, but you know, a lot of people do it. Both genders do it. So anyways, those are like my main tips. And obviously, like, I feel like a lot of guys, they're afraid of rejection, like I was saying earlier, and they do this thing where like they don't want to message a chick because they think she's too hot or whatever. But like, I have like a friend at the gym, and you know, she recently broke up with her boyfriend, and she's like a fit chick, you know, in really good shape, and she's dating the dude with a little bit of a gut, a little bit of man boobs. He doesn't even look like he works out. It's not like he's ugly or anything, but like, you wouldn't think, like, if you just looked at her, you'd think she'd be dating like a more fit guy. So it's not impossible, man. Like, there's girls that are into different things. They might be tired of dating the fuck boys or whatever, and they want to just like a nice dude that's like gonna chill with them, go on events and stuff. Like, I don't know, everyone has different priorities, different reasons, so you never know unless you try. So if you're too afraid to try, then it's not going to work out. So you just have to get good at failing, get better over time. You're going to get better at going on dates. You're going to get better at talking. You're going to learn over time, right? Because like, not everyone just starts out being perfect. So yeah, if that helps, I hope it does. But those are kind of my small tips, and if you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, peace out, boys.